Hello, my name's Andy Bennett. I'm here to talk you through the use of the calculator for the exam. As you know, the calculator you use in the exam is an on-screen calculator rather than a physical calculator. And lots of people aren't used to using this on-screen calculator, so we've put this little recording together just to give you an idea of the features of the calculator itself. First, we're going to talk through the basic features. So, for example, let's say you're given a question where you're given a particular investor, let's say Martin, 45 years old, has a salary of £60,000, and we're asked to calculate his total income tax liability. Well, the easiest way to do this is on your piece of paper, firstly, draw a little table like this. And then what we do is in the calculator, we type in his salary of £60,000. We would then type in the personal allowance. Now the personal allowance you will need to remember, and so £7,475 we type into the calculator and then we insert it into the table. Once we've done that, we then type into the calculator what we've got left. 60,000 minus 7,475 gives us £52,525. That is then inserted into our little table. Now that is the total taxable income for Martin. But we also know that a portion of that is going to be taxed at the basic rate and a portion of that will be taxed at the higher rate. So we do the basic rate section first. In your calculator, type in the basic rate, £35,000, and then we're going to multiply that by 0.2. 0.2 for 20%. We then put that into the table. The rest of his income, £17,525, is taxed at 40%. So we multiply that by 0.4. That we then put into the table. That will then give us 2 lots of tax that he's got to pay on that income. We put those into the calculator and add the 2 figures together. So in the calculator we will type in 7,000, which was what he pays at the basic rate, add 7,010, which is what he pays at the higher rate, equals 14,010. Those details we put in the table. And with those simple computations, we have calculated the tax liability of Martin, who has a salary of £60,000. So those are the basic functions. To talk about some of the more complex functions, we'll need to open up the calculator into the scientific mode. To do that, we just toggle the calculator into the scientific mode. It's just the same process on your desktop as it is in the exam. Once we're there, we can start doing calculations that involve the time value of money, that involve some of those power buttons that have opened up on your screen right now. So for example, if we were asked to calculate the present value of £50,000 received in 8 years' time, if the discount rate was 7%, we'd need to go through the following process. We would need to type into the calculator 50,000, press the division, and then we're dividing by 1 plus the interest rate. So we type in 1.07. For that, we then need the power button. Now the power button is the x to the power of y, but it doesn't say x to the power of y. It's like x with a little hat and then a y button. You press that button, followed by 8, which is the number of years you're discounting by. Once you've got that typed into the calculator, press equals, and that brings out your answer, 29,146 pence at the end, just to be sure. Now the power buttons are the ones you'll need to use in the exam, and so please get used to using those on the on-screen calculator. If you practice with a desktop calculator, then you are doing yourself a disservice. Hopefully this recording has been useful, and I wish you well in the exam.